Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my recent video game pickups. So these pickups are going to be from like late December to obviously now, which is like mid-January. And of course we'll get right into everything that I collected or that I picked up. So the first thing I have here, of course, that's right in front of me is an Xbox 360 Kinect. So I've never actually owned a Kinect before. I've just been seeing things online about the Xbox 360 Kinect, so I thought I'd finally get one. Now, I've used it a little bit so far. I've got a few games which I'll show off here in a second, but so far I've had a decent experience with it. I feel like it kind of depends on the game of how well it works. My living room's a little bit maybe too small to actually use it to its full capabilities, because one of the games it actually like needed more space, so I'll have to find a better way to actually play the Kinect. But so far, some of the games, like I said, they play a little bit better than others, but it's still a fun little device to play with. Obviously, it's like motion capture, so it actually captures your whole body, and then you use your body to, use the movements in the games, or however, what kind of game it is, you use your body to control the characters in the game, and of course, different types of games. But very cool, and definitely excited that I picked this one up. And I think back in the day, or I guess I should say like a couple years ago, these were much cheaper, but they're becoming a little bit more expensive, maybe because people are kind of realizing that's kind of a cool little niche. So I think I got this for about like $10-15, but I wish I got it back in the day because I've seen these things go for like as low as like $2, but still happy to get it now though. And then the first game I have to show you guys here is one of the most well-known games. So I believe this is like probably one of the first games that they showed off for Kinect, but this is Kinect Adventures. Obviously, people joke about this because this game's pretty like cheap, or like, you can just find it up just about anywhere. So obviously this one you can only use with Kinect, but this game actually works very well, even though it's kind of like a kind of a trash game, I guess people could consider it. But it's actually a pretty fun game, and it's probably one of the best games to utilize the Kinect as far as I've seen online. And it actually works very well. I played this one a little bit, but pretty fun. This one is the one I was talking about where I actually like need more room to play it. So like I was like just outside the bounds of like playing in, I guess, like the ideal space that you're supposed to. But again, it seems pretty fun so far. I played like a couple games. One of my favorite games was it's like a dodgeball or ball game. You have to like kind of use your body to like hit this ball like against like a board and like break pieces. So that was pretty fun because I was kind of like headbutting it, and then you can kind of, I mean, obviously it captures it pretty well, so you can move your body in kind of in any way. So that's pretty neat. So I was kind of just like flailing myself around, kind of goofy looking, but still pretty fun. Definitely excited to, try this one out a little bit more. But I did get this one complete. The case is a little wrecked, but got this for about like $2, I think. So not too bad. And then the next game we have here is obviously another Kinect game. So this is Game Party in Motion. So this one is developed by Warner Brothers. So this one I'm a little bit disappointed with. Again, I wasn't really sure like which Kinect games are like better. Obviously, I like looked up lists and stuff, but I didn't see this one mentioned, so that should have probably been a red flag for me. But and I've kind of looked up reviews for it too. This one doesn't really work all that great in terms of the games I've played. Like I tried playing the basketball game. I forget which other game I tried playing. That one didn't work very well either. Maybe it was like the darts or something. But I don't know. For some reason, it doesn't really like capture like your movements all too well. Like I was shooting or trying to like shoot a basketball, but it really wasn't working. But again, this one doesn't really work all too well. I mean, I didn't really pay much for it. I think I maybe paid like $2 or $3 for it. It seemed like fun because obviously you want to play like a party game with like other people. But a little bit disappointed, but still a cool pickup to have for like my first game for the Kinect. And then the next one we have here, this one is the Gunstringer. So, and this actually comes with Fruit Ninja 2, I believe. This one I haven't played yet, but I did get it recently. This is supposed to be one of the best games for Kinect. You kind of just play this little cowboy guy, and I think you use like your fingers to pretend like you're shooting, or you're kind of shooting, almost like a rail shooter almost. You do control, I think, like jumping up and down with one hand, and then you're kind of shooting like with the other hand. So that's actually a pretty neat little feature. Fruit Ninja I played on my phone back in the day, so that's always pretty fun, and it's definitely fun that you can, use your whole body to actually just play Fruit Ninja. But again, this is supposed to be one of the best Connect games, so I definitely picked this one up. And usually this game gets a little bit more pricey in terms of like some of the other Connect games, obviously. So this one I think I maybe paid like $5 or $6, so I don't think that's actually too bad in terms of what it usually goes for now. So that is the Gunstringer. And then we got some more Xbox 360 games. So the very first one I have here, I got this one a little bit of a while ago. Actually, maybe got this in like November, but I just forgot about it. But this is The Witcher 2, Assassin of Kings Enhanced Edition. So this is 2 discs to actually play the game, and then this one actually did come with the soundtrack, so that's a lot of fun. But this is made by CD Projekt Red, of course, made the new Cyberpunk game. I guess it's published by Warner Brother Games, but I've actually never played any of the Witcher games. I did buy the original Witcher on GOG recently, so I'm excited to actually get into the Witcher. Obviously, it's an RPG game, a very deep RPG game, but again, don't really know too much about it, except it's kind of like a third-person, like Elder Scroll kind of game. So I'm definitely excited to play this, and I love the Xbox 360, so I had to pick it up for that. And then the next game we have is also a 360 game. So this is Blood Bowl. So this is, I think, developed by South Peak, and it must be published by Games Workshop. So Games Workshop obviously has a lot to do with Warhammer. So this game is actually based off of the tabletop game. So I guess I haven't really played the tabletop game, so I don't know it like too well. But Blood Bowl on the tabletop game is kind of like they combine American football and Warhammer characters. I'm not really sure how it's played, but this is kind of an imagining of it in video game sense. So it's actually a little bit complicated. This game's usually pretty cheap. I've seen it cheap online before, but actually picked it up in a retro store. But it's actually, again, a little bit more complicated than I thought it would be, actually. It's not like quite as simple as like a Madden or something like that, but definitely interesting in terms of like an American football game and combining like Warhammer characters. So you can kind of see like the orc there. So pretty cool. Definitely excited to, try this one out a little bit more. And then the next game we have here is actually a PS2 game. So this is Chaos Legion. I've never heard of this game before. I was definitely enticed by it because, of course, it is developed by Capcom. I love Capcom games in general. I feel like even some of the crappier games are usually still pretty fun. Again, I haven't really heard this one or had heard of it before, but this one is a hack and slash, kind of along the lines of something like I think it's supposed to be more like a Devil May Cry. And even when I first started playing it, I only played it like a little bit, but it actually kind of did remind me of Dynasty Warriors a little bit. There was like a bunch of creatures that like you had to kind of mow through, kind of how like Dynasty Warriors games are, where you have to just like kill like a bunch of like enemies and stuff like that. So definitely excited to try out Chaos Legion. Not like sure how people like rate it, but as far as I've seen it, it seems like a pretty decent game. And I think I picked this up for maybe about like $10, something like that. So pretty good price. And then the next game we have here is another 360 game. So this is Divinity 2 Ego Draconis. So I actually thought there's actually 2 versions of this game. So this one is without the DLC. So this is a PC game as well, but the one I have here on 360 is the one without the DLC included. I can't remember what the name of the game is called. It's like Dragon Adventure or Dragon something. Again, I can't quite think of what it is, but that one includes the DLC. This one does not. But this is like a third-person like adventure RPG game. It seems like a lot of fun, or it seems like it'd be pretty good fun. I always like RPG games, so I guess you can't really go wrong. Had seen pretty good things about it, but definitely excited to try this one out. Let me know if you guys have played it and if it's fun. And then the very last game we have is a Nintendo Switch game. I don't think I've actually ever shown a Switch game here, but this is a 2-pack technically of games. So this is Retro Realms, I guess double feature of Halloween and Ash vs. the Evil Dead. And then I guess it's published by Nighthawk Interactive or developed by Nighthawk Interactive. I've actually seen this game before. My brother actually got this for me for Christmas, of course. I had seen a little bit about it. Actually think I saw the Halloween game first, and I love Halloween, so I was definitely interested, especially considering I like Michael and like Halloween franchise in general, and I love Ash versus Evil Dead too. I think I maybe watched like the first 2 seasons of it, but again, very cool little game. This is like a 2D, very cool like. What do you call it, like retro like bit game, or like in the old style of like an 8-bit sort of game, but obviously it's like modernized and pretty like complicated, or I guess you could say has like a lot going for it in terms of like a 2D platforming game, and both of them are pretty similar from what I've played so far. Obviously like the two characters are different, but like the I guess you can say the control scheme's like pretty similar, or like the way that like the characters operate in the game are pretty similar. Like Michael teleports, where like Ash he like rolls or something like that. Only played a little bit of it, but it seemed like fun so far. And of course, like I said, pretty cool to have a Halloween and an Ash versus Evil Dead game. So that is all my video game pickups. Let me know in the comments if you guys have played any of these games. Let me know which game I should play first. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.